Hi, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Welcome to TCM, where we're in the middle of a night of movies featuring a pre-code actress who, after starring in 7 movies in just 3 years, told Hollywood to take this job and shove it. Zita Johann didn't use those words. I mean, Johnny Paycheck's song didn't hit the charts until 1977, but that's basically what Johann did. She left Hollywood in 1934, returned to New York to work on the stage. Up next, our night of Johann movies continues with Edward G. Robinson leading the cast of a melodrama at sea directed by Howard Hawks. From First National Pictures in 1932, Tiger Shark. The backstory to the screen story is a really good one. Hawks and screenwriter Wells Root were on a working vacation in Hawaii to iron out the details of a story set in a Portuguese fishing community. The movie was tentatively titled Tuna. Not a great title. Based on an unpublished short story by Houston Branch, Tuna was ultimately canned. Sometimes these scripts really write themselves. Truth is, neither Hawks nor Root worked on Tuna while they were in Hawaii. Fact is, they didn't work at all. They did have their expenses paid by Warner Brothers, though, the parent company of First National Pictures. When Hawks and Root got back to Hollywood, Daryl Zanuck, head of production at Warner Brothers, was furious, demanding to know what Hawks and Root had done with his time and his money. Root, as the story goes, pretty much panicked. But Hawks was every bit the tough Hollywood player that Zanuck was. Hawks calmly and methodically laid out a story to the entire movie, adding some dangerous sharks and changing the title from Tuna to Tiger Shark. Voila. The screenplay, since there wasn't one, continued to be a bit of a work in progress. At one point, while on location in San Diego, Hawks had 5 writers stashed away in hotel rooms, dashing off new pages that Hawks would take lines from interchangeably. One of those writers was John Houseman, future co-founder of the Mercury Theater with Orson Welles. Houseman was also Zita Johann's husband from 1929 to 1933. Here's the movie, which Houseman said contains not a single word he had written. From 1932, Tiger Shark. In an interview late in her life, Zita Johann, who you just saw in Tiger Shark, expressed her contempt for the movie business. The moguls, she said, created stars and sold them to the public the way a grocer sold a 39-cent can of tomatoes to his shoppers. No surprise, then, that Johann's Hollywood career was rather brief, though somehow still quite convoluted. Broadway actress's first offer to come to Hollywood included a 5-picture deal and a starring role in Universal's 1929 version of Showboat, but she turned it down to appear in a play with a rising young actor named Clark Gable. By the time the play closed, she was headed to Hollywood after all, this time with a signed contract from MGM that included script approval, incredibly unusual for the time. And Johann used it, overused it, perhaps. She turned down every script the studio sent her way. Johann got out of the deal after 6 months, having made 0 movies. She returned to New York, where she was finally offered a movie she wanted to make, the 1931 drama The Struggle, directed by D.W. Griffith. Her first film turned out to be Griffith's last. Johann then gave Hollywood one more try with an RKO contract, but she talked her way out of that one too, again citing unacceptable assignments. Johann wound up making only 7 films in 3 years before heading back east to return to the stage. She did make one more film 52 years later, a low-budget horror flick from 1986 called Raiders of the Living Dead. Coming up, it's Silent Sunday Night with The Professor, Jacqueline Stewart. Paul Robeson stars in a thriller written and directed by Oscar Michaud. Body and Soul from 1925 is next on Turner Classic Movies.
Next on TCM, Body and Soul, then The Ascent, and later, Wings. TCM is a flight risk tonight.